Hi friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Cal and I are here today to talk to you about some really exciting, awesome books that I think you might really enjoy. The first one is King and the Dragonflies by Kristin Callender. Now this has won a couple awards already. It's an absolutely fantastic book. It's a little bit sad, so it will definitely tug on your heartstrings. And this is a story of King, a young boy who lives in rural Louisiana, whose brother Khalid has just passed away unexpectedly. He's having a really hard time with it. His parents are obviously having a really hard time with it. And he's keeping some secrets, King is. One of these secrets is that he thinks his brother Khalid has turned into a dragonfly, and that he visits him in his dreams. He keeps dreaming about his brother and all the wonderful things his brother taught him. The other thing he's kind of hiding is that he thinks he might be gay. And these are just so many things to have all bundled up inside. But King learns so many different things through the course of this book. He learns his own strength. He learns about the beauty in the world, redemption, hope, the strength of family and love and friendship. This book is so amazing. There's a lot going on in this book, but it's so worth it. It's beautiful. Like I said, it's really emotional story, heart-wrenching, absolutely. It's really sad, but it's also really beautiful too. There were a lot of times in this book where I had to just put it down and just kind of sit there and absorb it for a minute because it was just so beautiful. Such a beautiful thing. And that's King and the Dragonflies. Highly, highly recommended. Now, this other book is actually part of a series, and I specifically wanted to talk to you about it because there's something very exciting that happened with this series in the past week. So the first book in the series is called Graceling by Kristin Cashore. Now, this is an older series that came out, the first book in, I think, about 2008. And this is a fantasy adventure story, and it's about this world where there are these special people who have graces. And what a grace is some kind of supernatural power or ability, some kind of heightened ability. And Katza, the main character in this book, her grace is that she is very adept at killing people, especially with her bare hands. Whew. So because of that, her uncle, who is the king, has employed her and uses her basically as his mercenary and to do some of his dirty work, which she's not really happy with, but she doesn't really know what else she can do. And then she meets Poe, who is a prince of a different land who has his own grace, which is combat skills. And when they meet, they form this friendship that she did not expect to happen, and all kinds of amazing things happen. This book is so, so, so good. It features one of the bravest, strongest, smartest female protagonists that I have ever read in a series. I really highly recommend, if you really like strong female characters, this is a series you want to pick up. Absolutely. So this is the first book in the series. The second book is called Fire. That's a pretty awesome cover, right? And the third book, and what we thought was going to be the last book in the series, is called Bitter Blue. And this book actually came out in 2012, and everybody kind of thought, well, that's going to be the end of the series. And it's a really good end. It is. Bitter Blue is a fantastic book. However, last week, a new book in this series came out almost 10 years later, and that is Winterkeep. This is a brand new book by Kristin Cashore that is set in the Graceling series. And it's about a new nation across the sea. And it's got a sea monster in it. It has telepathic blue foxes in it. It has kings. It has queens. It has assassins. It has fantasy. It has adventure. It has everything you could possibly want. And just look at how cute the inside of this book is with the little blue foxes everywhere. And even under the cover, which you won't be able to see in the library edition, has a blue fox. How cool is that? So I'm about halfway through this book. It came out last week. We've got copies coming to the library. It is fantastic. And this is actually also a really good place to start. If you haven't read the series before, you could read this one and you would really enjoy it also. But just this series in general, starting with Graceling and Winterkeep, these are just fantastic books. It's a really good, just feel-good fantasy story, lots of adventure, lots of action, and like I said, the characters in these books, especially the main characters, the female characters, are fantastic. They're just wonderful. Highly, highly recommend it. Well, that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope that they sounded really interesting and cool. If so, please feel free to put them on hold through the Farmington Community Library, and you can pick them up during our curbside service hours. Thanks a lot, friends, and have a wonderful rest of the day.